Hello everyone, my name is Ryan the Non-Brony, and today I'll be analyzing Snowdrop. First I'll be analyzing 5 points of the video that I chose, and then I'll be going over my little tidbitters at the end. These 5 points are plot, animation, setting, characters, my objections/questions, and then at the end, the little tidbitters. Now, if you don't already know what it is, Snowdrop is an animation made by the YouTube user Silly Philly Studios. I'm going to put a link to their channel and to the original video, Snowdrop, in the description of this video, so you can go check them out. In my first point of analysis, I'll be looking at the plot of Snowdrop. Now, Snowdrop begins us with some students in a school in Cloudsdale, pretty typical. The students are to complete a more or less unspecified project to be revealed to the princesses, who are more or less obviously Celestia and Luna, and they're partnered together in pairs to complete said project. One pony, named Snowdrop, can't participate because she's blind, something I myself didn't realize until the video was almost over. The teacher of the class offers to pair Snowdrop with another group, hence giving her credit for the assignment, but Snowdrop lies, saying that her project was almost done, hence avoiding being paired with another group. The teacher hesitantly lets Snowdrop go, and she goes to her house. We get a long, dull scene of Snowdrop feeling sorry for herself, accompanied with a flashback of her spending time with her mother, in which she learned about her extraordinary hearing abilities. This kinda made sense to me in the aspect that people without one ability, in this case sight, have enhanced senses in other areas, like, I don't know, touch, smell, I don't know. For example, some people who can't walk develop strength in their arms and or torso because they can't really exercise their legs, and so they just develop a lot of strength in their arms. In this same sense, Snowdrop doesn't have her sight, and so the analogy is that her hearing is extraordinary. Pretty good. Back to the story, Snowdrop feels upset for not being able to participate in the school project, and she acts a little mad for being handicapped or for having this handicap. However, she hears a sparkle thing from the snow, which she somehow associates that noise with something that she heard from the stars. The fuck? Whatever. Anyway, she uses one of her feathers to carve notches and such into the snow. Drop. Thing. Soon after creating this Snowdrop thing, she's called inside by her mother, whose name is Primrose, and they basically go to bed, get up the next morning. And in the next morning, the completely implied population of Cloudsdale meets in a crowd in front of Celestia and Luna. Snowdrop arrives late, pushing herself through the crowd to meet with her classmates. Snowdrop shows the princesses her snowflake thing, telling them some sentimental bullshit about stars and snow and winter and stuff like that. And for some reason the princesses approved of the project, giving it a first place or whatever. Snowdrop ends up making a shit of things, and they're used as snowflakes for the next 1,000 years. Snowdrop earns her cutie mark. And years later, the princesses let go of the final snowflake in a winter snow because for some reason Snowdrop died and there weren't any more Snowdrop flake things for them to drop. Now for my second point, I'm going to be briefly analyzing the animations in this video. And when I say briefly, I mean very briefly, because there is little to nothing for me to look at here. The animation styles are, at least for the characters, similar if not the same to the design seen in the actual My Little Pony show. Something I really liked or noticed, sort of, was the clouds in Snowdrop's flashback scene thing when she's just sitting on that little cloud. These clouds reminded me of something drawn by Van Gogh or some other famously known artist like that, and they're pretty neat. The animations themselves, for that is, the movement in the ponies, was rather smooth and had little to no choppiness at all. Despite this, the characters barely move in the entire video because all they're doing is standing around, moving their mouths and their legs and their wings, but they're not actually moving, they're just sitting there moving. I assume you understand. Once again, another brief analyzation point, the setting. This video takes place in Cloudsdale about 1,000 years before the events of the first episode of My Little Pony. I figured this out myself because I'm so smart, but I later checked the video description and saw that they just told me after I figured it out. I felt smart. They ruined my dignity accomplishments. Cloudsdale and the rest of Ponyville, which is implied, is in a cold, dark time in which winter is disliked, and the season brings, once again implied, the inability to harvest food and such supplies that are sort of necessary to sustain you in life, which results in a rather uncomfortable, not too safe, kid-friendly time. The appearances of this make me think as to when the episode would chronologically take place in the My Little Pony universe. I'm not going to be looking at that in this video, but it's something that I would be interested in looking at in a later time. Now for my next point of analysis, characters. If you haven't already figured this out, Snowdrop is the main character. She is a blind Pegasus with a coloration combination of a pale blue and white. This color combo works very well with her general application in this story, as her job is winter related, and so are her colors. Pale blue makes you think of ice, white makes you think of snow. Put those together, you sort of think of winter, and everything that she is doing and standing for is winter related, and so they did a really great job of tying in her color scheme with that as well. Snowdrop's voice did an excellent job of making me feel her innocence and youth as well, because, well, that little hi voice is just adorable. The next major character in this video is Snowdrop's mother, whose name is Primrose. She has a color combo of pale yellow and a faded red, and once again, I'm fond of this color choice, and for some reason, her hairstyle. Yes, her hairstyle. The way that she wears her hair. It's interesting. And her voice actor had a really good motherly tone to it, and that really fit her character. The Cloudsdale school teacher is rather stereotypical as far as character goes, and so are most of the students that attend the school. I think that all the students are voiced by only one or two people, something I have nothing against, since they're just minor characters with little to no influence on the story. Thankfully, they included a bully / prissy stuck-up girl in the school, which I find to be completely necessary. Nothing cannot have that character and be good. You need to have that character, or else whatever you're making is automatically terrible. And a lot of the other students portray similar qualities, but they're more on a condescending level, not the, oh, I hate you, I'm gonna act like I'm tough and rough and better than everyone else type of bullying. The one thing I dislike about the students is that the only boy who has a speaking part in the entire animation has the worst voice actor ever. I can't stand that voice. It's just so hideous. Anyways, Celestia is voiced by YouTube user memj0123, known for her voice acting for a Tumblr called Ask Princess Molestia, something I admittedly have regrettably and unfortunately run into a few times whilst browsing the YouTubes. There are not many characters needing to be voiced in this video, but the few voices used and needed were rather well done. Question Objection 2. How does Snowdrop make her way to her house? Even though she's probably memorized the route from her school to her house by heart after traversing the path time and time again for basically her whole life, her house is shown on a cloud floating in the air. At the very least, the cloud she's laying on in the flashback scene most definitely floats separately from any other large cloudy mass. It would take some skill to memorize the location of a house or structure floating in the air and counter wind currents, as winds are portrayed as being incredibly strong in the harsh winter. So how does Snowdrop get to her house, or for that matter, anywhere that is not directly attached to the clouds in Cloudsdale without, I don't know, getting lost, dying? And here we have arrived at the final analysis point in this video, which is my objections and questions about this animation. Objection 1. The teacher of the school says that Snowdrop would get credit if she were to be paired with another group of students for this final project. My objection is that if the ponies only do cutie mark related stuff in school, what need would any of them have for academic grades and credit? In some scenes from the actual My Little Pony episodes, we see high school level math on the chalkboard that they use in the class, So maybe some generally applicable skills like math may be learned in school, but since a pony doesn't require college to get a job, academic grades and records are useless unless a pony gets a job in teaching or math or etc. My objection slash question is that why or what does a pony do with or need with extra credit? Question objection number 4 is the princesses have the wrong color hair. Not even a question, it's just a statement. The princesses have the wrong color hair. In the beginning of the animation, and actually throughout the entire animation until the very end, both Celestia and Luna have the wrong color hair. Celestia's hair being pink and Luna's hair being a blue color with a little bit of a hint of gray to tone it down or something like that. I don't know why this is. Like, even a non-brony like me knows that Celestia has green, blue, pink hair, and Luna has like black and blue or something like that. I forgot. The weird thing is that this hair coloration is fixed in the end of the animation. When Luna and Celestia are seen talking to each other about the final snowdrop, snowflake, whatever, we see that their hair is correct. And so I'm sort of wondering about that. I would say it's sloppy, but it would almost seem as though it's on purpose. So if someone could tell me why that is, I'd be very grateful. And now for this episode's Lil Tidbitters, Snowdrop raves and Derpy. Oh my gosh, Snowdrop is the cutest thing ever. Her color scheme, as I already mentioned, massively appeals to me, and her voice actor makes her the most adorable thing I have ever seen. The combination of blindness and her voice actor really shows me how young and innocent she is, and she's just adorable. The fact that she died in the end of the animation was something that I didn't really like too much, and she's so cute. I just love her character. Also, did anyone notice the color swap Derpy in this scene? I certainly did. Well, that sums up my analysis. I might turn that grades in education objection question into a headcanon video or something. Anyways, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, you might want to comment, like, or, even better, subscribe for similar content.